Hello everybody, welcome to my channel update for April 2018. There's your monthly update on how big Sora is getting. I don't want to have her on my knee because she won't leave me alone. And I just caught her trying to eat my jeans on my bed. So she's in the bad books. I'll sort myself in a second so I won't sound a bit too far away, but there you are. Hello Sora. Do you want anything? No? You good? Behave for the next 15 minutes. Alright, anyway, hello. Welcome to my channel update, as I said. A few things to cover, the usual, obviously, patron shoutouts while I show off some fan art the channel has received, as well as pictures of pets of viewers. Mostly doggos, but not just doggos. Then we'll quickly cover what's going on with YouTube, what's going on with Twitch. To spare you, like, the doom and gloom of last time, things are obviously still bad, getting worse. General plan going forwards, if you want the TLDR, is go until it's not practical, and then move on. That's the plan. Anyway, I will read out a bunch of names now while the dog eats a plastic bottle behind me to make it so that you can't hear a damn thing. And I'll show off a couple bits of fan art we've got and the pet pictures. So, thank you by an incredible degree to the following people who supported the channel last month. Once I find the correct bit of the TXT. Ooh, there's a lot of names, so prepare your butts. Thank you to Sean Fortune, Lord Psychon, Zapplework, Azoy Origin, Stormbolter83, Flying Racer, Jeannie McElroy, Taya Blake, Ryan Winthrop, Link of Toons, Emma B, Robbie Campbell, Belina, Rash, Brad84 CNC, Stefan Sergetson, Steve Charchan, Michael Comer, Solus Corvus, Cuppy, Rydog1391, Platypus Custard, Robert Green, Brian Hasu, Stephen Whittaker, I think I pronounced it right the first time. Charlie Abrams, Chemically Rad, Gergali Andras Bella, apologies if I butchered that. Jim Freya, Rebecca Trexler, Jason Vidal, Smash Tuber 28, Taylor Ducray, Andrew Northrop, Matsumuni, Julia Wasberg, Hughalf12, Yannick Mias, Jim Luther, Ian Dickinson. Wait, I said Jim there. Tim Lothar, Ian Dickinson, Going to La La Land, OK Tone D, A Valiant Effort, Eric Reynolds, Kevin Mazer, Dan PD, Duke X, Kaiho Dugan, Julia Cheng, Dudak, Hawks13, Brian Halligan, Jared Tabor, Thaxton, Kevin Towers, Drizzen, David Brown, Shotzi322, Megan Perry, Ayamada, Amarpo Kyrie, Charles Baker, Richard Davidson, Luista, Seb, Lauren the Nephilim, Blake Quinn, Michelle Lamers, Peter, Erox, Colin Lynch, Michael Bigler, Terrell Smith, Reaper, Rachel Weber, Trent Lunsford, Ethan Mai, James Woody Packard III, Derek Williams, Rivery Geralt, Igutski, Andy Arminio, that one guy with the face, Garrett Taylor, Brett M. Kelly, Iguyon, and The Newbie. My sincere thanks to all of you. Thank you for supporting what I do. Patreon is becoming more and more important as the days go on. But before we get into the general news, I also got sent one last letter to the P.O. Box, and on that subject, the P.O. Box is now closed because it's not an expense I can both afford or justify. It's not used that much, especially now the channel is a bit quieter, so it was like 300 and something pounds for 6 months of having it, so it just wasn't an expense I could keep up. So do not send anything to P.O. Box. I'm hopefully remembering to remove all mention of it now. In the future, if things pick up again, might get another one. We'll see. Maybe not with Royal Mail, because they're garbage. But anyway, Supernova Fruit Loop sent one last letter, and it does have a puzzle on it, and it's one I know, but I don't remember the solution, if you know what I mean. So Supernova says, "Hey Flik, hi YouTube," but she spelt it like that. "Hope everyone's doing okay as much as circumstances allow. Sorry for not being around as much lately. My mum's illness flared up due to the weather being stupid, so I've had to step away a lot. It makes keeping up with YouTube tricky too. Anywho, hope you like my drawings I sent you, which I'll show you all in a second. I figured I'd send you the planning doodles of you as a Hollow Knight bug, and the Flying Scotsman drawing is thanks to My Hero Academia, which I got into thanks to you. Speaking of such, if you had a superpower or quirk, what would you have? I'd control water. Stay awesome, my dude, from Supernova Fruit Loop." I would have something lightning themed, but probably not like the guy who has lightning in it, because if he uses his power too much, he becomes stupid. For this puzzle, you need something to write with. Without your pen leaving the page, draw 4 straight lines going through all the circles. So I do know this one, and there's a trick to it. The trick to it is you assume that you have to stay within the borders of the circles, but you actually you do a shape off the side, and it eventually goes through them all. I can't remember the shape, but I remember that that's how you do it. So I'm just going to rip off the solution to show you all. At least that's my assumption. That's what I vaguely... no, actually no. Maybe I was misremembering it. You do it with like a... I've forgotten what type of triangle that is. A right angle triangle. But that's how you do it. And that's touching every single one. So never mind. I was thinking of... I could have sworn you did a square like off the side, but then you did like a jagged couple of lines at the end. But more importantly, as I almost dropped them, she sent me some of her drawings, some of which I've retweeted on Twitter and shown on vlogs before, but now I actually have them in my hand. There is my channel avatar as a Palico from Monster Hunter. There is my channel avatar as a magical girl from a run of Dungreed that we had where I became a magical girl. There's another one of the same thing. And this is her idea of a My Hero Academia superhero themed around my channel avatar, the Flying Scotsman. If we pull back a little bit, she's seeing up the kilt. Avert your eyes when he's in the skies. How dare you think my legs are that hairy, even if you're accurate. And then finally, this is amazing, this one. It might be a bit hard to show off in here, but this is... Like, I've shown off before that she sent a design for my channel avatar as a Hollow Knight enemy or character, which is, as you can see at the top there. But this is, like, an immense amount of detail, both into, like, the costume, how he looks without the costume, move sets with a scythe. And that is a ridiculous amount of detail, and I keep on telling her to tweet it at the devs because they would love to see it. I mean, they love all Hollow Knight fan art in general, but the amount of detail and work put in. Thank you, Supernova. You are among the few who made use of the PO box, and I greatly appreciate it. I keep everything that has ever been sent to me, and that will also be kept as well. So thank you to everyone who did use the PO box. In the future it might return, but that's it gone now. I've just reminded myself I need to remove mention of it on my YouTube page. I think I have. Anyway, as far as things are going new series wise, Far Cry 5 has wrapped up in terms of me recording it. It's done. It's 33 or 34 parts long. Let me see. You'll be seeing the final part on the 3rd of May, so in a couple of days. As for what's replacing that, I have no idea. I have been looking and looking for something. I mean, there's a lot of games that are kind of like, oh, I might like playing that, but there's none that just kind of like feel right to me so far. It's very unfortunate. So in the meantime, you're going to be seeing a lot more Isaac, because I've been recording a bunch of that off stream. I'm finding it very hard to record during the day at the moment because Sora is not napping nearly as much as when I first got her. Usually I'm getting like 2-3 hours at most out of a day, which is not a lot to work with, honestly. So I'm a little bit stuck for what I can record. I do maybe want to do a proper Fortnite Battle Royale series because I am enjoying playing it. We've done it a bunch on stream and there's a bunch of VODs. But I'm thinking of doing like a proper series once Season 4 launches, and Season 4 launches on the day you're hearing this. So I might do like a series and then like a look at what's in the Season 4 Battle Pass. Like kind of similar to the stuff I did for Overwatch back in the day. Not because I think it's going to catapult my channel to the stratosphere, but more so it's just because it's something that's interesting me right now. On that subject, I'm not feeling the itch for Siege as much as I was, so I don't think we'll be playing that as much either. Monster Hunter is still continuing, but it's not particularly popular, but I like playing Monster Hunter, so that's definitely going to continue on both stream and YouTube side. We recently played on stream God of War, and it's on YouTube in a bunch of like 2 to 4 hour VODs. It's the best thing I played this year, and I massively regret not doing a series on it. But I hadn't played a God of War game before, so I was kind of umming and ahhing about whether or not I was interested. It's a fantastic game. I don't even suggest that you watch me play it. I suggest you play it for yourself. Sora's making some very strange noises. It was super, super good. Even if you don't end up liking the story, or like in Kurt's case, if you're familiar with Norwegian history, you know where it's going and you can see the twists coming. It's presented in such a way that shows how much care went into it, and I love that an excellent single player experience has come from a AAA developer flying in the face of everybody else saying, people just want battle royales now. I mean, it's certainly true that a lot of people want battle royales. It's the flavour of the week / month / year. But there's still a place for finely crafted single player games, and God of War proves that. I went in not playing any of the previous ones, only being vaguely aware of the story, and it's a wonderful experience. Highly, highly recommended to play it for yourself, not to watch me play it. But if you don't have a PS4, it's only on PS4, so by all means watch my VODs. They're in the miscellaneous 2018 playlist, because as I say, I had no idea I'd enjoy it as much as I did. I wish I did a series on it. I wish I did a series on it instead of Far Cry 5, because Far Cry 5 is pretty bad. It has got a terrible ending, and it never picks up after the first zone, sadly. It's the one and only Far Cry game I'll ever play, because it's just not very good at all, sadly. Twitch side, we're playing a bunch of different stuff on the Twitch side. Like, as I say, we've been playing the Fortnite Battle Royale, Slay the Spire occasionally. I replayed Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I do plan to replay Mankind Divided, New Game Plus, so we can just kind of piss around with like all the powers unlocked for fun. As far as like new stuff, again, I'm not sure. I'm placing a bet as far as summer stuff goes, both on XCOM and Chasm, which is finally releasing sometime this summer, which is a roguelike-ish that I did... Sora, what? What? I'm talking. It's a roguelike-ish I did one of my first ever Let's Look Ats of. It's been in development for a long-ass time, and it's finally coming out, so I hope that turns out good, and I'm going to give it a go. I hope it's also going to have more longevity than I felt like I got from Dungreed. Dungreed is... it's not enough of a roguelike for me. It's not got enough... It's too samey, basically. That's my problem with Dungreed. I still think it's fun, and it's definitely worth the price they're charging, but it wasn't enough for me to do like a series on it, and I don't really feel like playing it on stream. Is that like not knowing what's working and seeing just like numbers drop on both ends also kind of disheartens you, which can make you look at other potential things in a negative way that isn't really deserving. So you know, maybe one of these games I've been looking at would be fantastic on YouTube or Twitch, and I'm just not seeing it because I'm not enthused. But that's really nothing. There's nothing to be done about that. It's just, you know, the way things go. So basically what I'm saying is some series are wrapping up because the games have been finished. I'm not sure what's going to replace them, and we're in the time of year where it's really tough to find things to replace them. I'm placing a bet on an indie game that might turn out to be bad. XCOM is returning. I've already looked through the Steam mods available for XCOM War of the Chosen. There isn't really as many that change it in significant ways as I was hoping, but I've got a bunch downloaded for like voice pack skins and stuff. I will probably end up playing it on stream because I think I'd enjoy playing War of the Chosen more for a live audience. It does sadly mean that the bitrate's going to look bad, and I know that will have driven a few people off, but I like the audience interaction for that. It would give me a better excuse to replay it, especially if I can get them involved, and I'll name people after patrons again as well, but also subs this time. So that's my plan, as I've been saying for like 2 months now, but we're not into the summer, so I'm not at the point where I said I would do it. I'm also a little worried that the dog is now silent. I don't hear her jumping on my bed though. I don't want her eating one of the few pairs of jeans I own. So I can't think of anything else. No doubt I will remember something as soon as I press stop recording, because that's the way things go. But I always forget to mention something. Covered what I got to the PO box. Covered series wrapping up. Covered Twitch. Covered YouTube. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to mention. You saw Sora. She's getting big. She's eating into a lot of my time. I've got stories to tell that I'll probably include in Isaac Runs now that I'm recording more off stream. That doesn't mean we'll be playing less on stream, incidentally. As far as anything else goes, thank you to those of you who have stuck around. Thank you for the support. If you know anybody who might like my content, by all means share it with them. Let them judge for themselves. That's all I ask. And also make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube has purged a bunch of dead accounts, which is fine. But I've been hearing from multiple sources that they're just kind of unsubscribing you for fun. You know, YouTube being YouTube. So double check you are subscribed, and if you want notifications when videos go live, you have to set it up yourself now, which is fine again as well if you're subscribed to a lot of people. But I think that about covers it. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next month for another channel update that will hopefully be a little bit more positive. Until then, ta-ta for now.